Hello audience. I am here today to inform you about a little bit of what it's like to have dementia and I've got Alzheimer's syndrome. It's like you've got a big jigsaw puzzle, like 1,000 pieces. You've just finished it and somebody comes over and kicks the bucket over it. All these pieces just like, oh. Sometimes people have said to me, you're remembering things from way, way back. And then other times I can't remember if you said, what did you do yesterday, Karen? I think, well, I must have done something and I might struggle to remember. It just gets mixed up. All the pieces get mixed up. And you know they're in there because they're you. But then it's like sometimes, but I don't know who I am now. It's very confusing, but sometimes it is quite frightening. And then that's yeah. When I was diagnosed with dementia and Alzheimer's, it was a big shock, because I didn't feel any different. I wasn't aware that I'd been doing anything any different. Absolutely thought, well, what do they mean? And it really was a puzzle, because I wasn't unaware that I was saying, doing or behaving any different than I've always been. Because it was friends that have known me a very long time, I knew that if they were properly worried, yeah, you know, I go with it. I have to face up to it. It wasn't like, why me? That's pointless. Because if you ask why me, the answer is always going to be, well, why not? It was a feeling of emptiness. Well, what am I doing? Where do I go? What do I do? What? I don't know. And that was quite scary. I worked with elderly care, went self-employed, but the boot's on the other foot and it's my foot. But when I wake up on a morning, I say, yay, I'm still here. And then I have a little saying, and it makes me sound rather selfish actually, but it's a reassuring thing. Welcome new day. I focus on love, light, joy, and abundance. I am guided, protected, and greatly loved. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then, where the heck is Jeeves? Where's my cup of tea? Justin's programme called Cognitive Rehabilitation has been a game changer. Yeah, cognitive rehabilitation I'd never heard of at all, and I always decided if I'm offered an opportunity, unless I definitely know it's not for me, I say yes, I'll give it a go. I didn't exactly think it would. I couldn't really see how all these tiny things could make such a big positive difference to how I feel about everything now. I could do this anywhere, anytime, if I'm getting worried, and just by using breathing techniques. I've been surprised at how much that really has helped me, and I use it whenever I'm feeling a little bit anxious or worried or oh heck. You have a oh heck moment, and I can do it if I'm walking down the street. Nobody knows I'm doing it, and it's made a big positive change. And again, no drugs. I had a very frightening door. The housing association had come to replace the doors we had with new ones which were better. I still can't explain it properly, but like There was a different way of having to lock the door. I thought, heck, what am I going to do? Because every time I go out, I've got to lock the door, and every time I come home, I've got to lock the door, and oh. His breathing techniques, just calm. It's worked a treat, and that's made a really positive, again, positiveness to my life. Just sound funny. Eventually, when I'd really got to grips with it, I put a post on the WhatsApp group saying, "You'll all be glad to hear that Karen's not frightened of a door anymore." I go out every morning to get a bit of shopping or just for a walk, and I use the same route each time. And there was one time I'd gone out, and I don't know what happened, but I stopped and I didn't know where I was, and I was so frightened. I explained that to Jason, and he talked to me about a way we could get round that. We went the route that I would go, and it was all very slow and calm, and he would say, "What are you looking out for on this corner, Karen?" Or "What stands out for you?" And it's going to be there all the time. It's not a movable thing. So it would be a church spire, it would be a particularly lovely painted door, and it works 100%. It's a big difference in lots of ways, because I know that breathing technique, that's available to me anytime, anywhere. I've rarely had to use it, actually. When you've had this diagnosis, it is devastating. It's completely devastating. I always try to look for the positives. It took me a long time to find, but with the help of Jonathan's technique, the breathing technique and the calmingness of it, it slows you down, you stop to panic, and you think, hey, what have I got to worry about? Was it a few weeks or months?
About 2 months, 8 weeks.
8 weeks, yeah.
Did you notice a change in your confidence and
Yes.
stuff in growing in that?
Yeah, definitely. That's the biggest thing, and that's there all the time. The breathing techniques and how that all helped was because I know it's there all the time. Nobody knows I'm doing it, and I can access it any time. Might just be that I have to do it for a couple of minutes. It might be that I'll go and sit down somewhere and do the techniques. And to actually get that diagnosis, it knocks you up for 6. It really does. And I didn't go out for weeks and weeks. I thought, what on earth is happening to me? And there is, like, Justin's technique, it works. Yeah, I'm very glad that I met Justin.